Good evening, Western Washington, and happy Saturday. I'm Matthew Fab with Western Washington Weather, and this evening we're going to be taking a look at the forecast for the next few days as we have a pretty nice pattern coming up through the 4th of July, and I wanted to take a look at that. So starting here with the satellite imagery this evening, you can see a beautiful day on the Washington coast, no clouds at all, and you can see those clouds clearing out across the central sound here and clear from Everett northward. Got some clouds in the mountains, but that's about it. Some areas of stratus still lingering across parts of the Kitsap Peninsula, but that should move out pretty quickly as well, and you can see mostly clear across eastern Washington too. Now taking a look here at the upper level patterns, you can see we have a pretty nice ridge building here over parts of western Washington and British Columbia as we go into Sunday, and then that continues pushing off to the east as we go into the day Monday there, and the ridge remains somewhat dominant into Tuesday but is now centered over Idaho and Montana and parts of Alberta. And then as we go into Wednesday here, you can see the ridge pushes off. We have a little bit of troughing, but that's not going to do all that much. Then you can see as we go back toward the 4th of July, again, we have a brief ridge that builds there. And then you can see as we go into the 5th of July there, so that's next Saturday, so we're looking a week out, we have this big trough moving into the area, which could bring a nice round of rain after the 4th of July, which would hopefully stop any fires that could be started. So this is something to watch definitely going into next week. Taking a look at precipitation type, I fast forward this all the way out to Saturday, the 5th of July, and you can see how that trough moves through and brings a nice round of rain into the next couple days there from the 5th to the 7th. But again, that is looking pretty far out in the forecast, and we'll have to watch that pretty closely to see if that actually comes to fruition there. So taking a look here at temperatures, this is for tomorrow, Sunday the 29th, and you can see it's going to be a really nice day across the region, and those temperatures won't be too hot across western Washington. You can see from Seattle northward, you're looking at highs in the mid to upper 70s. From Seattle southward, they're looking in the upper 70s to low 80s, and then from Kelso southward in the mid to upper 80s, maybe near 90. And you can see on the Washington coast, just beautiful with highs in the upper 60s to low 70s. It gets a little bit warmer here as we go into Monday with highs from Seattle northward in the upper 70s to low 80s, maybe some mid 80s in some of those mountain valleys. And then from Seattle southward, you can see highs in the mid to upper 80s there. You can see mid 80s in Seattle, upper 80s in Olympia and Shelton, and down along the I-5 corridor. And then in southwest Washington, you can see Kelso at 89 degrees and the Portland and Vancouver metro area there at 92 degrees, so low 90s for parts of the Willamette Valley in southwest Washington. Going into Tuesday, you can see those temperatures remain on the warm side here. Seattle northward highs in the mid 70s to low 80s, and then low to mid 80s from Seattle south. The coast cools a bit to the mid 60s, and you can see from Olympia down toward Portland highs in the mid to upper 80s. Then as we go into Wednesday, we have that brief break in our ridging here. You can see those highs drop into a more comfortable place with highs in the low to mid 70s Seattle north and the mid to upper 70s Seattle southward, coast in the mid 60s, and southwest Washington and Portland in the upper 70s to low 80s. We cool down a little bit more, but stay very similar there on Thursday the 3rd. And then as we go into the 4th of July there, you can see mostly sunny, highs in the low 70s to low to mid 70s there from Seattle northward, and then mid to upper 70s from Seattle south. So a pretty comfortable day on the 4th. It won't be too hot, which will be pretty nice. You can see the coast in the mid 60s there as well. Now taking a look at this is the latest information from the Drought Monitor here. This was released this past Thursday, and you can see this is not a good sign that more of the state of Washington is in this D1 moderate drought category here. You can see most of the metro areas and up into the Cascades, and then this tiny portion of southeast Washington here is in that severe drought category, and that is a new addition. Most of the state is in abnormally dry except for parts of the Columbia Basin right here. But I expect that the whole state will be in at least some form of drought, and that will continue into the rest of the summer and then into fall as well. So this is definitely something we'll continue watching over the next few months. And then I wanted to point out our 8 to 14 day outlooks. This is looking into the next week or so here, and you can see a decent chance of above average temperatures and a slight chance of above average precipitation, but I would take that with a grain of salt because at this point in the year, above average precipitation means just like a tiny bit because we don't get very much rain at this time of year anyway. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe here to Western Washington Weather. Follow me on Blue Sky, on Twitter, and on the Western Washington Weather Facebook group. And I will do some more videos soon about the heat coming up and the 4th of July forecast, and I will talk to you all later.